Maddie, and today I want to borrow some books. Do you know where I can go that has lots and lots of books to borrow? That's right, a library. The great thing about libraries is that you can borrow a book, take it home for a few days, and when you've read it, you can bring it back and swap it for another one. But there are so many books in a library. How can we find the ones we want? Do you know how a library works? Let's find out.
How does it work?
Library.
I'm looking for a storybook, a special type of book about maps called an atlas, and a book about fire engines. Right, let's find that storybook. I like the look of... Ooh, this one. Yes, let's see if we can find the atlas. This one's perfect. Just one more to look for. I can't find a book about fire engines. Perhaps the librarian can help. Librarians are people who work in libraries who help us to borrow the books that we choose. This is Mo. He's a librarian, and first he's going to help me borrow the 2 books that I've picked. Oh, did you hear that sound?
This tells him I'm a member of the library and can borrow books.
There it goes again. Beep, beep. Mo uses the same scanner inside the library book.
And this tells the computer which book I'm borrowing. Now I'm allowed to take the books home, but I still need my book about fire engines.
The computer has a long list of all the books in the library, but some of them might not be here. Yes, that's the one I'm looking for, but it's at a different library, so Mo is going to reserve it for me and get it sent here.
But how does the librarian find the books in the library system and keep track of where they are?
To find out, we need to take a closer look.
Every book in the library has a call number. The first number on the top row tells you what the book is about. Every department in the library has a different number. Books about science start with the number 5. Books about art start with the number 7. Books about history start with the number 9. On the second row are letters. The letters are the start of the name of the author. That's the person that wrote the book. The scanner reads the number on the library card. It sends a message to the computer telling it that the book is being borrowed. The computer shows a date when the book needs to be returned back to the library. The computer stores the information of all the books that have been borrowed and all the books in the library. If we can't find a book we're looking for, the librarian can look up the call number to find out which department and on which shelf the book is.
The librarian sent a reservation, a little message asking for the book that I want, to this library. It's enormous.
So, to find my book on fire engines, I need to find the reservation desk.
This is Zoe, and she uses a trolley to go all around the library and collect the reserved books. So, I'm going to attach some of my special cameras to it. I can speed up the footage from all of the special cameras so we can see the reserved books being collected quicker.
Look, Zoe is taking us down a secret corridor. And up in a lift. After checking which books she needs to collect on her reservations list, it's time for her to start finding them. Her trolley is filling up now.
I hope she has room for my book.
Now where could she be going next? Oh look, it's the children's department, where my fire engine book should be. Zoe needs to get all the reserved books to the right places. And it happens in here.
Here comes the trolley now. Hello, Zoe. We need this machine. It's called a sortation machine, and it automatically sorts all the books into the right order so they end up in the right places.
And it does this by using a scanner.
The scanner doesn't read a barcode. Instead, it reads a little electronic chip. It's called an RFID tag. As the book passes the scanner, the computer reads the tag and it tells the sortation machine which department it should go to or which library has reserved it.
And there's my fire engine book. Ready to go to the community library where I reserved it.
I loved finding out how a library works. What was your favourite bit?
Do you remember the name of the person who works in a library? That's right, it's the librarian. Do you remember the sound the scanner made when it scanned the library card?
Beep beep.
Did you see Zoe find my book in the big library on my special camera?
Books are fantastic because they can be full of great stories and they help us learn lots of brilliant ideas. Most books are made out of paper and cardboard and are held or bound together. But do you know how a book is made? Let's find out.
How is it made?
Book.
To find out how books are made, I've come to a bookmaking factory. Here they take plain paper and turn it into lovely books like this one. Books have words and pictures printed on each page. How do they get there? A book starts out like this. It's a big sheet of metal called aluminium, and we call this a plate.
Can you see all the words and pictures on it?
But how do the words and pictures get from metal to paper? For that, we need a printing press. This is Ian, and he's putting one of the aluminium plates into the machine,
Where it's bent around a metal roller. Ready to start printing.
As the paper goes into the machine, the rollers turn round and round through a trough of ink down here. Wow, look at that! The ink will only stick to the words and pictures on the plate, and as it rolls around, it prints and presses them onto the paper as it's passing over the top of it. Wow! Now we've got one large sheet of paper with 16 pages printed on it. 8 on the front and 8 on the back. But why do we have one large sheet with 16 pages? Well, each sheet gets folded to make our smaller pages, like this. 1 fold, 2 folds, 3 folds. But all of this folding would take so much time, so to help, we have a folding machine. This amazing machine folds the printed sheets of paper really, really quickly. First, these 2 suckers lift the sheets one by one so they can be fed into the machine, where they're folded. But all this happens so quickly, I think we should film this with one of my special cameras. This camera can film in slow motion, which means when we play things back that happen quickly, they will appear much slower. Watch this.
Look, the paper is being sucked up one piece at a time. And pulled into the machine for the first fold. A metal blade then folds the paper in half, pushing it down. Where another metal blade folds it again for the third and final time.
all of these folded sections, and each one of them is the right size to go in our book. But at the moment, they're all loose. How do they come together so the pages are in the right order? Sue does this on a huge book sewing machine.
And this is the start of a process called binding.
Can you see the needles go through the paper, pulling the sections together with threads?
The sewing machine makes a really great sound, doesn't it?
Sue knows that all the pages are in the right order because each section has a little marker on it and they all line up perfectly in a little set of steps. The page edges are still a little rough, so they're going for a trim.
A big cutter called a trimmer cuts the edges nice and neat.
That's much better. Now I can read the book and look at the pictures without any of the pages falling out. But it is missing something. Do you know what it is? That's right, it's the cover. Paul and Danny work together to make the book covers. Danny glues a piece of red material and then uses 3 bits of card. One for the front, one for the back and one for the spine. And then Paul folds in all the edges. We're very nearly finished. This is the moment the cover and the pages come together.
After Paul's glued the book and cover together with a big brush,
Finally, a big press squashes the books so they're nice and flat. And here we are, a wonderful book. I can't wait to read it. I loved finding out how a book is made. What was your favourite part?
do you remember the name of the metal sheets that we used to print the words and pictures into the pages? That's right, they're called plates. Did you hear the sound the book sewing machine made? And did you see how the suckers pulled up the paper on my special camera?
So the next time you have fun looking at a book, you'll know how it was made with printing plates, stitching and glue. And the next time you go to a library to borrow or reserve a book, you'll know how it works. Right, I'm going to read my new book. I'll see you next time.
There are lots of things